Since the beginning of Set 9, duo carry comps have run the meta. By far, the best version of this is Shurima AZIR. If you want to compete for first, then you need this comp, so let's break it down. The early game is one of the most important phases of the game right now, and there's several ways to do it. Your goal is to play either a strong Ginsu's holder or strong AP item holder. The best opener right now is 3 Ionia with Jin as the item holder, and this is what it looks like. This works when you have Ginsu's or rapid fire cannon to slam first. And for AP starts, 3 Void is best with Malzahar carrying items, and it's best played when you don't find any bows early and slam AP items like Deathcap. This is what a Void start looks like. Playing for 3 Shurima is doable if you hit 2-star Renekton and 2-star Cassiopeia. In this situation, Cassiopeia can hold early carry items, and you should look to play any 2-stars you hit, then make econ and push levels. Playing from a hot streak or high tempo is the best way. It can be pretty difficult right now to play from a losing position, so always try to play your strongest board. In the mid game, your main concern here is to save HP and gold while pushing levels. No matter what opener you have, you should try to play Teemo and Swain for strategists too. If you opened with Void, then switch your carry to Vel'Koz for multicaster too. If your opener was Ginsu's, just maintain your 3 Ionia units and add in the 2 strategists. If you're able to get any early 4 cost units on the board, it's a huge help, as your board will completely change in the late game when you roll down, and the less moving pieces to deal with, the better. Personally, I prefer Void openers when I play this comp, as you can fit in 4 sorcerers in the mid game until you're ready to swap to your late game board. The late game is where things get tricky. Your board will be 4 strategists with 3 Shurima, 3 Demacia, and any splash traits you can fit in, like Multicaster and Juggernaut. You need to roll down at level 8 for AZIR, Lux, Jarvan, and Nasus. Your carries, Lux and AZIR, are the most important, but this board is expensive, so you may not be able to get all 4 units. Once you hit at least 1 tank and both carries, then you can save gold and push for level 9. At level 9, any legendary can be thrown in. My personal favorites are Senna, Heimerdinger, and Sion. Senna is best if you need frontline, and Heimerdinger is best if you need more damage. From here, items, augments, and positioning will determine who takes first, so let's break that down. For damage items, AZIR's best items are Static Shiv, Ginsu's, and any AP item as a third choice. For Lux, you want Jeweled Gauntlet plus 1 AP item. Usually, you only want to slam 2 items on Lux, and let her get the Radiant item from 3 Demacia. But there will be times when Jarvan should hold it. In that case, you should build a third power item, as Lux doesn't need a mana item. You can also slam Gunblade on her, as she makes great use of it. For tank items, these aren't really your priority. The meta leans towards a double carry style, so you're not likely to get best in slot tank items. Sunfire Cape is great for early game board strength, and Ionic Spark is really good if you can't make Shiv. Aside from that, Warmogs is really good on Jarvan to make sure he can get more than 1 stun. Lastly, Bramble Vest and Dragon's Claw are also really good depending on the lobby, so just make sure to scout. For extra items, you would ideally build more than 1 Chalice to boost Lux and AZIR's damage. Aside from that, once your 2 carries have their items, just slam whatever you can make, like Protector's Vow or Redemption. Anything to keep your front line more healthy. Now let's talk about augments. Strategist Heart is really awesome to get 5 strategists. Right now, it's super broken, so if you have the chance, always take it. Next, we have Shurima's Legacy. It is super unbalanced right now, so always make sure to take this when you see it. If you can make a spat, then I would suggest going for 5 Shurima along with this. Long Distance Pals is excellent on this board because both AZIR and Lux are AP carries. Make sure to put them in the corners so that they can share their AP. Tactical Superiority is awesome on this board because most of your core units will have 2 traits active, giving huge damage boosts. Social Distancing is excellent when you cannot make aura items like Chalice. Unified Resistance is always awesome to make your team very tanky. Think of it as a makeshift armor without the item penalties. Now for the best legends to use, currently Ezreal is the best by far. This is because he gives multiple items, which is very powerful on duo carry comps. Next, Urf is also pretty good because it gives items and spats, or emblems. If you hit a lucky strategist emblem, that's an easy 5 strategists. You can also get a Shurima emblem and go for 5 Shurima, 3 Demacia with the 4 strategists. Either way, Urf is still pretty good, but Ezreal is the best. Now for positioning, it's fairly simple. You want Jarvan on the same side as enemy backline. He consistently stuns the backline, and if he has good tank items, he might get 2 casts off. Next, keep Swain in the center. This is what works best when he's surrounded by enemy units. Now for your backline, you want to have AZIR and Lux together as often as possible so they can burn down the same target. However, you need to be wary of enemy Jarvan stuns and rogue boards, so constantly scout to make sure your carries are as far away from enemy Jarvans and rogues as possible. The only time this should change is if you take the augment Long Distance Pals. If that happens, then keep Lux in one corner and AZIR in the other so they can share their AP stats with each other. Did this guide help? Let me know how you do in the comments. Until next time, I'm Swagadelic.